Let's see. This is our first March issue of Facebook Live. Today is a really interesting day. We have a lot going on, both globally and galactically, as a matter of fact. So, all of those who have been feeling maybe some really strong energetics. Oh, my little stand here is misbehaving. So, just know that it's, not always you. Um, we all feel when something's going on that there's, source within us, and that is true. However, those of you who are very energetically sensitive are going to be affected by what's going on globally and what's going on even beyond this planet. So, um, give yourself some ease and give yourself a little bit of mercy. Someone mentioned that to me yesterday, and that's a beautiful word. So, a lot of people were coming into the worm moon, which is this Monday. The full moon happens to be. It's called the worm moon or the sap moon from Amerindian cultures. And that's because this is the beginning. I don't know if some of you may have seen robins. They're digging for worms. Prior to this, the ground was much too hard for them to access the worms, and everybody was kind of in sleep mode, of course, because of the winter. We're having a very mild winter here on the East Coast, and it's also the earliest equinox that we've ever had, or at least that we've had in the past 124 years. So that's really interesting as well. Those of you who are in the area may have seen posts about the annual, I think it's our 12th annual equinox ceremony. We are going to be walking the labyrinth, among other ceremonies, to bring in the energies of newness, the spring, things coming forth, what it is that you'd like to bring forth in this season, as well as, always bringing in some equipoise and equanimity. Because of what's going on all over the world, we're being thrown off a great deal. So a lot of the ceremony that we'll be doing is to bring that into you, into your life, into your body. And today's healing is actually going to be kind of focused on the physical. I haven't mentioned it as yet, or haven't talked about it, but I think it's time to mention the elephant in the room, which is the coronavirus. A lot of people are concerned, or a lot of people are curious, and it is very, very interesting. Now, there's a lot of fear, of course, around the world. It is affecting a lot of people, not so much in the illness angle, but financially. Those that are in the travel and vacation industry, those that are in various large companies that are scaling back their international meetings. The International Physics Gathering, annual International Physics Gathering, was canceled. I just saw today the Adam Lambert and Queen concert is canceled. So, that affects a lot of people in a lot of ways, financially primarily. And while it is something to take into account, the numbers, for regular virus, just regular flu in our country, far outweigh those that are currently appearing globally. So I made a couple of notes because I've been seeing this for a long time. The 2018 to 2019 season of flu was not one of the worst. But they estimate this is coming from the CDC. This isn't, off the wall, someone's numbers. They estimated that there were 4.2 million people sickened by the flu that year. 647,000 were hospitalized, and 61,000 died. And that's in our country alone. So, the year before, 2017 to 2018, 48.8 million were sickened, 959,000 hospitalized, and 79,400 died. This is of the flu that everybody's like, oh, I had the flu last week. This is what normally occurs, and these are numbers for our country alone. So there is a lot of unwarranted fear. Um, And yet there are wonderful benefits and wonderful kind of bounce back from what's going on. The source, so they say, from particular virus is some animal. And in China, for many, the methods for advancing yourself either sexually or financially is to eat certain animals, or grind down their horns or hooves or what have you. And that has always been a concern for those who are watching the numbers of endangered animals, um, and those that are even very, very rare. So the pushback from this, or the response from this, is that there are a lot less people in China and probably in other countries who do practice such methods, are going to cease seeking out, killing, and eating those endangered animals. So that's just one benefit from this, what looks like a very dark and dangerous occurrence in our world. Another is that everything's slowing down. We in the United States go at a massive pace. There's great demands on us as far as work is concerned, the amount of hours that we work, the need to go into work even when you're not feeling well. So all of this is going to cause just a bit of a slowdown in the world and certainly in the American culture. And it's also going to allow a lot of companies to see how people can actually work from home, perhaps a lot more than what they anticipated. So there's a lot of interesting benefits from this. People being more aware and considerate of their neighbor, of, the people that they work around. Hey, I don't, if I'm sick, I may not, I may choose to not go in. While before this all occurred, we wouldn't think much of it. Go ahead in, even though that might affect others because of our concern for jobs and security, job security, etc. So things are going to have to adjust along those lines, societally. Another benefit is that a lot of people I'm sorry, I'm looking down at my notes. A lot of people are seeking alternative methods. While there isn't a vaccine and there isn't really a good antibiotic or cure for this, they are seeking ancient methods in China, a lot of non-traditional medicine, or what was traditional medicine for many, many years. Other countries as well, when we're not being able to have those sources. For me, I cannot emphasize enough the Young Living essential oils. We have Thieves, which is a blend based on what robbers were utilizing in the time of the plague to steal from bodies and from the dead and dying. And they were not catching it. So they were brought before the king, And this is, the scribes were writing down all that occurred, so this is recorded history. It's not just made up. And it turns out that they, through their work, they were perfumers primarily and leather workers, and for generations, their people knew what oils were beneficial for health. So they were slathering themselves. They were the ones that had access to these oils for their businesses. And they were covering themselves in the oils and they were not getting the plague. So the doctor that developed these oils utilized that formula as well as a great deal of current scientific research and information. I myself utilized it when I had the swine flu 10 years ago and was able to get on a plane 3 days after I contracted it because I just aggressively utilized oils and herbs and different methods of healing. And so I really encourage you, if you want some more information, you can always go through my website if you want to just sign up that way, or please call me. I'm always happy to help and answer any questions. The other oil that I would encourage everyone to have is ImmuPower. I myself actually did have a bit of a flu bug about a week and a half ago, and tried several other combinations of oils. They were helping, but they weren't really making a huge difference. And I took an empty gel cap of ImmuPower, which is another blend that actually, it really strongly, forcibly almost, boosts the immune system. And I threw it off literally in a day. So it is very, very possible. In addition to lipospheric vitamin C, that's LYPO hyphen SPHERIC vitamin C, which you can get on Amazon. It comes in little envelopes. It's a gel to be taken internally, of course. And its delivery and assimilation is far beyond anything in pill form. So I highly recommend that as well. Just keep your immune system boosted. And vitamin C works like a shield. You have to take it every 5 hours to 6 hours because it flushes out of your system within that period of time. So it's kind of like being in battle, and if you don't hold up your shield, you're going to get hit, in this case by bacteria or germs. So you want to keep it up on a constant basis. The lipospheric vitamin C, not necessarily, it's, if you use it more for prevention, once a day I would say is great. You use your own guidance and any information that you can tap into. That's what I would do. If I have any signs of cold, virus, flu, what have you, then I would increase that to about every 5 hours, me personally. And again, please do your research and what feels right to you. The other product from Young Living are capsules called Inner Defense, and it not only has thieves in it, but other very antibacterial, antiseptic, antiviral oils. So that's a really good something to have on hand. And hand sanitizer. The Young Living hand sanitizer is based on, or it has the thieves oil in it, and it also makes your hands actually feel like you just put lotion on, unlike some of the alcohol based. There's also a lot of different formulas, recipes online for homemade hand sanitizer. Again, I would recommend, whatever you do, throwing a drop of thieves oil in there, essential oil from Young Living, but again, there's a lot of good combinations, so, in little containers that I'm sure you can access. Hand washing has always been vital. I grew up with, we kind of had a hospital in our home, so because my brother was a paraplegic, and hand washing was a constant because of the ease of infection for him. And one of the things that we utilized back then was betadine. And I'm sure you can, again, access that very easily. It's something that's used in the hospital. I don't know if anybody's ever had any type of surgery or stitches, and it's that brown liquid that they put on your skin. So Anything with betadine, base in it is great also. So those are just some logical, reasonable steps to take. Now, as far as looking at the grand purpose, we've also talked about that a little bit. Everything that occurs, whether in your life personally or on a global basis, an international basis, whether physically, in government, in the environment, in industry, in the economy, all have a very purposeful significance for and in this process of evolution. What's going on with the virus is just another one. What we can learn, gather, benefit from, grow from is entirely up to us, both personally and on a larger basis. So I invite you to look at every single challenge, whether it's going on in your life right now or whether it has been a past challenge, which usually continues to show up for us because it's an opportunity, it's an invitation to be able to go down that trail and find out more about yourself, find out more about what distortions of human nature are presenting themselves in your life, and how you, as part of your soul's purpose, are given or have been given by yourself, however you look at it, the opportunity to transform, transmute, and or evolve that aspect of human nature so that we can move into a place of higher awareness, higher consciousness, yes, but also wherein we have the maturity to face the things that are present in our world, to resolve them. There are constant innovations daily of how to resolve the massive problems that we have regarding environment, regarding inequality of, economically, so many things, hunger. The technology and the information is right there. But unless we have the maturity to make those choices, both individually and as a species, they are for naught. So please look at each and every challenge presented to you as an opportunity. If you'd like more clarity, both mentally and emotionally, I am always honored to work with you to guide and facilitate that process for you in multiple types of healing sessions, and also our monthly telecall healing. That's always very, very beneficial because we have a lot of power when people gather together. These Fridays, we're going to move into a healing, just checking our time, move into a healing at this moment. So energetically boosting your system is always a fabulous way. Receiving transmissions of the most cutting edge energetics, which is what we're going to be doing today. But that doesn't stick. It doesn't really stay unless you are also bringing to the table the psycho-emotional and psycho-spiritual piece that it's related to for you, uniquely, personally, individually. And when that's combined, then the effects are very wide-ranging, not only for the circle around you, but for a larger range, be it your city, your country, your nation, your culture, or your lineage. So it depends on how deep you go in that piece. So I encourage you to explore each and everything that presents itself. Um, and do look, I'm going to make the announcements now so that when we end, you can just kind of stay in the energy if you like. Um, Again, it's the 20th, Friday the 20th. We're having our equinox ceremony. Please call and register because we're doing the labyrinth. We're going to be walking the labyrinth, so there's a limited amount of spaces available. What else do I want to mention? Ah, yes, the Applied Earth Magic course is coming up. And what that means is, again, along the lines of what I've been speaking about today, we each have our own very, very unique, very, very personal ways of creating. Some people create through magic, some people create through future energetics, some people create through different worlds or off planet energetics. So you are very, very unique in your way, and Applied Earth Magic is about helping you to access those ways and apply them in your daily life, whether it's in work, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in your finances, because this isn't just woo-woo. Physics, quantum mechanics, astronomy at this point, so many different sciences are actually seeing evidence that we are very, very interconnected and that we have an ability to affect that net, that web that runs through everything in our universe. And when you are consciously creating with and in conjunction with and in collaboration with that web, if you will, also known as the Higgs field, then you really have a lot of purposeful power in creating the life that you desire, and as well as changing the world. So please look into that. It's a 4-month course. It's going to be once a month on Wednesday evenings, and registration is open, so please give me a call for that. And otherwise, let's get to it. So, those of you who are listening now, I invite you to really settle down in your chair or the couch, whatever you may be sitting on, or the floor, and allow yourself to, if you can, feel what are referred to as your butt bones. And if you put your hand right in the kind of center of your uh, bottom, on each side, you'll feel a rather prominent bone. And most of us tilt our pelvis as a means of not actually connecting to the earth, because those earth energies often pour in and stir things up emotionally. So unconsciously, our defense system detaches us from the earth just enough that it's not, we still get the earth energies and life force, but that it's not actually pouring through in such a way that it will shake things up. So in this particular instance, when we're doing healing work, you really want to open the avenue, open the channel for the energetics to come in. And in order to do that, we want to open your root chakra, and we want to open your legs and your feet. And to do that, we really need to be seated on our butt bones, because that then tends to align the spine and allow for more flow of earth energy, as well as any wider energies that are going to come down in and through you, because you truly are the bridge. You truly do have the opportunity, have the ability to channel energetics through your system to feed your body, which is what we're going to focus on today. The energetics, I've been told, are very regenerative and very rejuvenating, and bringing in a great deal of life force to boost the immune system and just cellular integrity. So Again, really, sometimes if you kind of move around on your bottom, move a little bit of the tissue away from those bones, you can find them better. And just settle into your chair and settle into your body. And that's not always easy. We always have a lot going on and we're rushing and moving. But for this period of time, just know that there is nowhere else you need to be, nowhere else that is better for you to be, no matter at what point you happen to be listening to this recording. You're choosing to do this for yourself. You're choosing you in this moment. So really, I invite you to, you can say this to yourself or say it out loud. I ask and I allow my body. I ask and I allow my energy field. I ask and I allow my wider self. I ask and I allow my guides and teachers and masters. I ask and I allow all parts of me. I ask and I allow all times of me to join me here and now, assisting me in this process of going down and inside of me, down and within, into my inner verse, because it is the entranceway to all parts of you and all realities of you. So at one point or another, you may feel your body automatically taking a breath, but do not force it. This is really about being in cooperation with, connection with, communication with, collaboration with, and communing with your own body, your own inner being, with you. So those of you who have worked with me before or are sensitive to energies, you may feel some movement, some energetics coming in at this point. So just settle. You don't have to make that happen. You don't have to force it to happen. Simply allow your body, your energy field, and your wider self to do what they know how to do. And simply allow yourself to follow or be taken on a ride by your own wider self and energy field. They have wisdom far beyond what you are aware of. So, again, ask and allow. And feel yourself kind of coming down and in. And by that I mean your energy field. We all, as a society, and for a wide variety of reasons, tend to push our energy fields upward, trying to handle everything from the reasoning mind and will, and our shoulders will shoulder through. This is an opportunity to let that fall away and lean on, trust your wider self, your energy field, to do exactly what is best for you. So I'm going to invite in one of our major guides and teachers, Michael, who is always here for the opportunity to bring a mutual duality for us. In other words, to be able to hold that which appears negative and that which is also what we view as positive in a very equal way. I'm also going to call in the Divine Feminine Mother to allow us to sit in compassion and acceptance for ourselves. I'm going to invite Master Gatekeeper to open all doors, portals, and passageways that can in any way benefit those present, those listening in future, all of those connected to you, and to close very tightly all doors, portals, and passageways that can in any way cause harm to you, yours, any of those listening in future. And I invoke universal spiritual law such that anything and everything that occurs be within the parameters of universal spiritual law, meaning nothing can be or enter or experienced that is not fully aligned with universal spiritual law. I'm also going to invite in today a guide by the name of Green to really assist us in being in connection and relationship with our bodies. This virus focus has again that benefit to bring us much more in relationship and awareness and connection and communication from and to our bodies. And I'm going to call on Yai to channel through to us some of the very, very advanced physio-energetic information from the Temple of Rejuvenation. Nothing you need know about all of those terms and names. Just allow yourself to feel how encircled and how tended to you are at this moment. One of the other major energetics that have been presenting themselves today is life force energy that is going to feed and imbue each and every cell in your body with optimal life force. You need not follow anything I'm saying. Really let yourself just sink down and in, ever more down and in. Even if that feels like kind of half sleep, or even if you nod off and take a little nap, that's quite all right. I will be integrating and consolidating all of the energetics at the end, so you need not worry about staying asleep. Your system will automatically bring you back. I'm going to keep speaking and or channeling, depending on what occurs, simply to let you know I am still here and with you and transmitting, but you need not follow anything that I'm saying with your brain or your mind. Simply sensate. Simply experience in a felt sense your own body, your own energy field, or the energetics pouring in, but you need not track anything. Simply feel, simply allow. Simply allow. We have several different animal teachers presenting themselves. Fox has been very apparent over the past few days, which represents family. And we are all family. Also representing camouflage, fox can change from red to the white for winter. Very precious and beautiful animals that have a great deal to teach us. We have the energies of the full moon coming in on Monday. Reminding us how important the soil is. The benefit to the birds, which benefit the trees, which benefit us. Everything's connected. Everything matters. Everything plays a role. Everything has purpose. So you may be feeling a little heavy, a little thick, a little substantial, or not. No worries. There's no right or wrong. Simply allow the transmission of the rejuvenative, regenerative, equilibrating, life infused, life force infused energetics to pour in and through and around your internal body, assisting and boosting particularly the cells in the immune system, the thymus gland, which regulates the immune system, which also corresponds to your soul's purpose. So feel those incredibly pure life force boosting energetics, for there is so much help available, so many beings on this planet in other realms, realities, each constantly available and at our beck and call. The more you know who you are, the more you are able to feel and experience the constant connection and communication presenting itself to you throughout every single day. A lot of the energetics are actually channeling through to the lymph system of the body, which is very, very vital to expelling and flushing unnecessary, unwanted non-beneficial to the body. Some of you may feel that in your belly, some actually in your brain. There are lymph nodes and lymph system is all throughout the body, concentrated in different areas more so than others. And there's actually an energetic lymph pump occurring right now to help cleanse your system for more opportunity strength to ward off so those of you who are energetically sensitive may really feel a boost right now, or an increase in the energetics. And if you don't, that's fine too. That doesn't mean in any way that it is not occurring. It simply means your system wants you to rest or not work. So I'm still here. I'm going to be quiet for a couple minutes while the energetics are really a little more complex, transmitted to you. Just allow. Just drop down. Anyone is physically aware of your body enough to notice your lymph system? You may feel the emphasis there, but if not, no worries. Good, good. Those of you who are here are really allowing yourself to experience, to receive the energetics being transmitted. And as the integration process begins, nothing you need do. It is being taken care of for you, done for you. Simply sensate, simply feel. Some people notice a kind of non-physical sensation while at the same time beginning to be aware of more physical. Remember, your energy field and your wider self know the exact best way for you. Some people's system revolves them back. Some people kind of feel a floating back or a moving towards physicality. And we always have Mahindra here to interface the physical and the non-physical. Letting you experience both aspects of you, sometimes even simultaneously. Good, now it's moving much more quickly. The integration and consolidating of all the different energetics and experiences. And as and when you're ready to open your eyes, do so at your own timing. And please make sure and have a nice big glass of water. And increase your water intake over the next day or so. That was a lot of energetics very, very quickly, which your system can handle, but just know that water is a vital part of the after healing for any energetic, and certainly when you go for a massage, etc. It flushes out everything that was moved to the surface. So your lymph system was really cleansed and enlivened, worked. There's actually a healing touch procedure that is an energetic lymph system pump, which I love doing, especially in conjunction with um, oils. So if that interests you, please give me a call. Otherwise, I invite you to look up any information about the lymph system and how you yourself can actually massage. There's a lot of lymph nodes underneath the arm for women in their breasts, in our gut, our ankles, and in our brains. So you want to activate those as much as possible. Also, I mentioned the immune system and your thymus, which is right about here. It's, you can feel around for it up and down that sternum bone, and it's kind of right where you feel most tender. And when you tap it, you can hear my voice being affected. I mean, tap it with a decent amount of force, and that actually activates your immune system. So anyway, anytime you're feeling a little bit droopy, or even when you're around someone that you think is coughing, having nothing to do with the new virus, um, just tap your thymus several times very, very forcefully, and it boosts it and lets it work a little bit for you. So I hope you all benefited and enjoyed the wonderfully physical today energetics. And again, every Friday we're here doing mini healings, and the focus is always going to be different. And the group telecall healings are once a month, and the upcoming Applied Magic course is starting on the 18th, and on the 20th, the equinox celebration and ceremony here. So please go to the website and find out more information. And otherwise, I wish you a lovely, lovely weekend with a beautiful full moon experience on Monday. And look it up. Look up the animals and the things that show up for you. Find out how you can be more with you, with the earth, with all of those beings that are here to help us and guide us. Be well, much love. Until next Friday.